Well, good early Thursday morning, y'all. It's Dan. I want to welcome y'all to my home in the sticks. Lord of mercy, it's quite chilly outside. Before we roll into this video, y'all, if you haven't subscribed to the Home in the Sticks channel, y'all need to come on over here, give me a look now, because we fitting that's right, green onions. Got a bunch of them on sale. So we're gonna do some dehydrating today. So give me a second, and we're gonna jump right into it. All right, y'all, let's go. I'm gonna point you downward. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bundles of green onions that I got on sale. I got these things for like, I think 49 or 50 cents a bundle. That's kind of high though. But anyways, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put these jokers in this colander right here, and we gonna give these guys a quick wash. All right, there we go. Even with these green onions, even though they say pre-washed and ready to cook with, I still wash them anyways. We're gonna take a few of these green onions, kind of like that, and all of the stuff that's not looking too good, kind of like this piece right here, we're gonna go on and get rid of that. Clean them up a little bit before we get to dehydrating them. What I'm gonna do is, when I go to cutting these green onions up, I'm gonna cut these green onions up just like I would cut them up to use if I was cooking. Some people cut them up into big pieces, maybe 1/2-inch pieces or something like that. But I'm gonna cut these up the way that I cook with them. So let's get to cutting. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut these bottoms off. You see that? I pull those pieces off too. It's a little time consuming, yes, but hey, it's well worth it, I think, in my opinion. But all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut these jokers up something like that. And this is basically how I would cut them up if I was cooking with them, depending on what it is that I'm cooking. And all that we're gonna have left are these end pieces, which I normally don't use anyway, just because they're the end pieces. I think y'all get the gist of what I'm fixing to do. I'm gonna go ahead and get all of these green onions cut up into rounds such as these, and then we're gonna get to dehydrating them. So give me a second and we're gonna rock on to the next step. Another quick tidbit that I forgot to mention is when you wash these green onions, you wanna make sure that you dry them. Well, not dry them completely, but just get your paper towel and just, dry them off a little bit. Be less work for the dehydrator. All right, brothers and sisters, got the onions cut up. I'm gonna point you down and show you. Here's our onions. Got a little small colander filled with some chopped green onions. I'm just gonna go on and put some of these green onions on this thing right here. Kind of like that, spread them out. See what happens. But we're just gonna move them around and spread them around and do the hokey pokey and shake it all around. Just don't wanna have like a bunch of big clumps of green onions. I think that'll be good for this tray. Have another tray right here. Let's get this one out the way. There we go. Let's load up this tray. Get them spread out on this tray. Oops, losing a few. Sorry, y'all. They must not have wanted to get dehydrated, I reckon. It looks pretty good. All right. So next thing is, we're gonna get these jokers in the dehydrator. So give me a second and we're gonna go over yonder. All right, y'all, let's proceed. See if I can do this one-handed. What I'm gonna do is, now I have the dehydrator pre-warming. What I've read is sometimes when these green onions go to dehydrating, a fan motor from the dehydrator will actually blow these things all over the place. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take one of these little mats that come, or these little, I don't know what they call these things right here, and I'm just gonna set it over these green onions just to try to keep them in place. I'm gonna take that and let's see if we could set this guy in here without tearing nothing up. I think that's gonna work. So we're gonna put one in there like that. We're gonna skip a rack and just slide him on in there like that. Put this thing on top. We're gonna push him on in there. And what I'm also gonna do is, I have some non-stick sheets. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shove this down towards the bottom, kind of like that, It's gonna make for easy cleanup, just in case, you know, something spills or something. So yeah. Now I have this guy set for 125 degrees, and we're gonna let it roll for about 10 hours. But I don't think it's gonna take 10 hours, but I'm just gonna leave it set at that. I'm gonna come back throughout the day and give it a look and check on it, and then once it gets done, we'll take a look at it. So give me about 10 hours. All right, y'all. It's been about, when I went ahead and did the beginning of the video, I said 10 hours. Did not run this dehydrator for 10 hours, more like 5 hours. I'm gonna point you down and I'm gonna show you how it turned out. Pretty satisfied. There we go. Turned out really well, extremely well. I'm quite pleased. What I will tell you is green onions are extremely fragile. Once you dehydrate them, they just like really fragile. I'll pick a piece up and crush it and show you. So when you are moving these things into the vessel or the container that you are putting them in, you got to be careful. I'm gonna point you down and show you what I'm gonna do. All I have is this old Pyrex bowl. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lift up this tray, and hopefully everything will stay on here and won't give me any problems. Fully bend it. Oh, that worked out pretty good. You remember when I put this mat right here on top of the actual green onions when I was dehydrating? Worked out really well. I'm going to show you some of the pieces that actually flew around in the dehydrator as it was dehydrating, because you know there's a motor in this Excalibur, or a blower, a fan, that's actually pushing the air forward, and it actually once this stuff starts drying, it'll actually cause some of these green onions to fly all over the place. Here's the non-stick pad that I put at the bottom of the dehydrator. I don't know if you can see that, but that's some of the stuff that flew down as the dehydrator was dehydrating. And another thing that I wanted to point out, you need to make absolutely sure that when you are moving your dehydrated green onions into the container or whatever it is that you're going to store them in, you need to make sure that your hands are absolutely dry. No moisture on your hands, because what will happen is the moisture in your hands could possibly rehydrate these green onions. And I'm going to show you just how dry these guys are. Here's a piece right here. Hope you can see it. See how dry that is? How I'm going to save mine is I actually have a mason jar. I'm going to use a mason jar, and I'm actually going to vacuum seal the mason jar with this thing right here with my food saver. So here we have it. Here's our dehydrated green onions. I have it in a ball mason jar, a wide mouth. What we are going to do is we're going to go ahead and set this lid on top of this jar, and we're going to use our nifty food saver machine. I hope y'all can see all of this. We're going to go ahead and pull the cord out. Use our wide mouth jar sealer. Set this up on top of there and push on down. Insert that into there. It's going to look something like that. And I'm going to hit vacuum. All right. Cool. Look at there. Nice and vacuumed. Oh, I'm pretty dang happy with that. Wow. So there you have it. We went ahead and dehydrated some green onions. Went ahead and put them in a ball wide mouth jar. Used the Food Saver wide mouth jar sealer, which worked out really well. We sealed up our green onions, airtight. Now what I will probably do is I'll probably write the month and the year 118 on top of this thing, just to let me know when I did this. Guess what? We got some dehydrated green onions to use in whatever we're gonna cook. I wanted to take y'all along on me dehydrating some green onions in that Excalibur. Quite pleased with it, really pleased with it. Hey, if you like the video, y'all give it a thumbs up. The thumbs up really helped me. With that being said, you know what's coming, I'm always gonna say it. Don't let nobody dull your shine. I mean nobody. You get your shine on. And we will see you and y'all in the next video.